Here I've got all the marketing, and it's such an amazing team at Care Grace. I'm so honored to be an ambassador for this company. I truly believe in the company and the mission. So I'm just honored to have all of you guys here and to represent them as an ambassador and share what I love to do. And we're getting started a little bit late, but I'll do my best to stay on time and keep us within that time slot that you registered for. So my name's Amber Gregory, and I've been teaching yoga for about 13 years. It's, I say, my third child. I absolutely love yoga. And today's class, we're gonna simplify a bit, and I wanted to we're gonna kind of move through some postures and movements that will help enhance our practice. And I believe that these movements that I'll kind of lead you through, I believe that they're very simple but so deep. And I think that's so important in our practice. And if we can master these simple movements and these simple ideals on our mat as well as off, I believe that every single person will be able to discover kind of their optimal alignment in their postures. And I want to do my job today and really meet you guys where you're at. And so I really try to teach to a broad base of students, beginner, advanced, and I want you to really feel that empowerment of modifying in any way that you need to in your practice. Like I said, these simple movements, you can deepen them so much through our practice with the breath and all the things we'll go through. So one of my favorite postures, and that's one of the movements we're gonna talk about and we'll start in a variation of, is Tadasana. I love Tadasana. And Tadasana, or mountain pose, for those of you that might be newer to your practice, is really not just showing up, but it's how we show up in our life, how we show up in our practice. I think it's so important. So we're going to start in a seated form of Tadasana or Sukhasana, but kind of talk through those ideals of this posture physically as well as emotionally. So I'm going to come back. I want to be so much closer to you guys. I feel like I want to be right next to all of you. So I'm going to come back though so you guys can see me. I'm going to attempt to start this IG live and see what happens here. Hold on. So you can come to seated on your mats. Grab your water, take it with you. If you have a block or something that you can sit on, maybe pillows, maybe even it's a couple pillows to give yourself some support. Again, just kind of finding that optimal alignment for your body, and all of our bodies are different. So settling into a place that feels comforting and nurturing for you. And just start to move around a little bit, finding your sitting bones. You can come into the natural cross of your ankles. And then we're just going to take our palms and just gently rest them on our thighs. When we come into our Tadasana, as I mentioned, it's really how we show up. And this posture really allows us and guides us into this space of kind of strength. So just take a nice full breath. We'll inhale through the nose here. And just open your mouth and exhale out of the mouth. And as you do that, just start to close your eyes, just softly closing the eyelids. So when we come into this posture, really the blueprint posture for our practice in yoga, Tadasana or mountain, it's a contracted posture. So even though we're seated, we can still get the feeling of that lift of the heart, feeling the length of the spine. And then as you exhale, really allowing your body to root and feel that really sense of drawing inward and feeling grounded. Keeping the eyes closed, waving through the breath here like an accordion moving through the body. So listening to the rhythm of your breath. Feeling the length of the spine, feeling the crown centered over the body, the bones stacked in the seated variation. And just noticing how the breath as you inhale is very deep and progressive. And with your exhale, see if you can extend the breath out, lengthening, maybe feeling that gentle contraction. Inhaling, feeling the lift of the heart again. Good. And let's just take our hands to our heart. You can just stack one hand on top of the other. You practice your Ujjayi breath. This is a beautiful breath that continues to draw us inward with focus, security. So as you inhale, again, lift through the heart, lengthen as you take that breath in through the nose. Maybe the tongue at the roof of the mouth as you exhale out through the nose, just feeling that gentle ocean waves, hearing that noise, that sound within you. And take this moment to thank yourself for being here today, for showing up for your practice. And we'll take our hands to our hearts. We'll take another deep breath here and then just exhale out of the mouth once more. This time, bow your chin towards your heart. Start to open the eyes here and bring a soft gaze to the fingertips for a moment. And then bring your chin back to neutral. Let's take a deep breath. Let's inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Good, and as we exhale, we're gonna gently twist to our right. So take your left hand to your right thigh. Your right hand can come behind you, maybe tent the fingers if you're on that block or pillow. And then inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, twisting is one of those movements that's so helpful in reaching that kind of optimal alignment in our bodies and our minds. So you might think about kind of wringing out or honoring the past or the old, right? And then kind of inviting or cleansing, purifying in the new. And then take the arms overhead as you inhale. We'll do the other side as you exhale, right hand to left thigh, left fingers behind the low back. We'll inhale. You might bring your gaze over that left shoulder, and you might tack that left hip a little bit further up so it's square with the right. Another full breath. Good. So inhale back to center. We're going to move with the breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Big breath out. Inhale, expand. Lift the heart through center. Exhale, contract over to the left. Good. We'll do one more on each side. Inhale, center. Spread the fingers. Exhale, move deliberately with the breath. Inhale. Good, last side, exhale over to the left. Now this time, come through center, and as we exhale, we're gonna pause, twisting to the right. And we're gonna take our right arm and just sweep it across the horizon. Just take that right elbow, stacking it on top of the left. If you're comfortable here, we're gonna bend the elbows, coming into eagle arms. So you can link your elbows and your wrists here if that's comfortable on the shoulders. You might modify by bringing your hands to opposite shoulders, but we want to contract through the pectorals here. So inhale, lengthen and expand, and then exhale, just let the spine round. Maybe take this moment to, again, draw inward to create some focus. Good, and then slowly as you exhale, just unravel, sweep the arms overhead, and then take your hands to your heart space. We're gonna wrap the hands behind the low back, just countering that action we just did. So interlace, you can make a small fist at the small of the back or use a strap. Open the front body energetically. Maybe the corners of the mouth rise. It's Saturday, right? Long weekend, hopefully, for some of us. Deep breath. Exhale, shrug those shoulders away from the ears. And then soften the elbows, drawing that fist to the small of the back. Inhale, release your interlace, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Right hand to left thigh, lengthen here. And then sweep that left arm right across the horizon. Finding our eagle, left elbow stacks on top of the right. Bend the elbows, linking elbows and wrists if it feels safe. Inhale, lift the fingers. Exhale, the hands away from the third eye. And as you exhale and contract here, allow yourself to just round the spine a little bit. Really hug in. Retreat. It's important to retreat in ourselves and give ourselves that time to check in. And then slowly take those arms again, sweep them overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Beautiful. So we're going to come onto all fours. If you have props, you can place them at the top of your mat. And we'll just want some space alongside the mat. As you come into your tabletop, we'll take our hands and just walk them underneath the shoulders. And walk your knees under your hip bones so that, again, you're stacking just like that Tadasana or mountain pose. We're stacking the bones, the joints, feeling nice and safe here. And we're going to move into that action of contraction and expansion, or reuniting and retreating. So as you soften the belly, just kind of curl your tailbone, draw your heart forward, lift through the crown, the base of the skull can drop back. And as you exhale, round your spine, contract, draw the rib cage back to the spine. Good. So as you inhale, root down through the bones in the index fingers and the pads of the middle fingers and thumbs. And then as you exhale, find some softness under the knuckles. Close your eyes. Take a few rounds of breath here. As we flow between the contractions and the expansion in our body, these movements, we start to find this balance of wellness. And take another full breath, inhale. And then exhale, sigh the breath out. Bring yourself back to table. Walk the knees wide. Join your big toes. I'm going to just have us move from child's pose. So we're going to draw the hips back here. You may walk your hands out a little bit further on your mat. Kind of tie your those fingers into your yoga mat. And then we're going to exhale just round, keeping the knees nice and wide. Just kind of drawing the heart forward between the arms. And then as you exhale, shift back. Good. Keeping the length of the spine, keeping that movement in the body. Good. And take one more move forward as we inhale. Now here, I want you to take your right arm and just thread it under your left arm. So now sit back on your heels as we thread the needle. You can slowly start to let that right palm face the sky. The left elbow can just bend very softly. And then big exhale out of the mouth. And kind of just sprinkling in a couple gentle twists today. And then take that left hand, we'll just use it to unthread that right arm. We'll come back, rock forward. And then as you exhale, thread your left arm through. Left cheek to the earth, maybe it hovers, the ear hovers. Big exhale when you're ready. And then slowly use the right hand to draw that left arm out. Come back into your tabletop. So you're going to walk your knees again about underneath your hip bones. I know when I first started practicing, I was like all self-conscious, like, oh, my hips are out here in my mind, right? So it's actually your hip bones. So find that nice alignment. And then find that steady gaze, lengthen through the crown. We'll tuck our toes here. Walk your hands a few inches out in front of you. Spread your fingers nice and wide here. And then slowly start to lift your knees. We're going to find downward facing dog. So lift your hips. Really challenging posture for many people. So really great way to just kind of check in again, that contraction, exhale, drawing inward, that retreat. Reuniting with the breath, breathing here, feeling that space between the shoulder blades soften. Feeling the inner eyes of the elbows draw forward. Creating resistance through our center. Deep breath. We're going to inhale, roll onto the balls of the feet. We're going to undulate the body forward. So just like that accordion that I mentioned, kind of lengthening through the spine, keeping the gaze long. So we want our crown, shoulders, and spine in one long line. Exhale, knit the ribs together, contract there. And then inhale, send the hips back. Good, we're gonna do 2 more just like that. Find that breath. Follow it. We'll take 1 more one, pause to the balls of the feet. Exhale, wave the body forward. Pause at the top here as you inhale. Last time, hinge the hips back. Exhale. Good. So let's walk the feet and hands to meet one another. And we're just going to take our fingers and wrap them around the elbows. So find your ragdoll. Now keep your, one of my colleagues is on this call and she always says, I want your hamstrings, right? So I want you to keep your knees as bent as you need to. That's what it's all about, kind of finding that optimal health in your body, that alignment that works for you. So just kind of feel what kind of that ease and effort feels like. What's that balance of ease and effort? Might be lifting the hips, it might be softening the knees. Let your head hang, and then if you want to sway or find stillness, just kind of take a few moments here. Good. On your next exhale, we'll just unravel fingers from the elbows. Now keeping your feet at this base or walking the big toes together. We're going to use that contraction here. And all of that we use our bandhas in our contraction as we exhale. I want you to round up piece by piece. So kind of lift your pelvic floor here, energy locks, and then draw that navel back, chin is tucked. And then come all the way up to your standing Tadasana mountain pose. So find a moment in mountain pose here, just kind of settle in. Again, tuning into that lift of the heart, that feeling now of the bones stacked. How we arrive in whatever space we're in. See if you can carry this with you through your practice today, through your weekend. Take your hands to your heart. Maybe setting that as your intention for this moment. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Good. I'll come to the top of my mat. We'll start to make our way through a flow here. Inhale, take your arms, sweep them nice and high to the sky. And as you exhale, fold yourself in half. Spread those arms out, fingers spread, everything present. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Take a moment here in your runner's lunge, lengthen again, lift through the heart as you inhale. And as you exhale, plant your hands left foot to downward facing dog. Take your right leg towards the sky, inhale for length. Exhale, open your dog, breathe here, say yes. Feel that space opening. So we want to create that balance and wellness so that we have some space for peace. And then exhale, knee to nose. Hug in that knee, and then slowly step your right foot in between the hands. Inhale for length, runner's lunge. Exhale, plant your hands, left foot joins, top of our mat. Take a deep breath, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, we bow, Uttanasana, arms sweep overhead. And we exhale our hands into Namaste. Take a nice full breath. We'll do the other side. Beautiful. I can see you all flowing. Inhale, exhale. Take a big swan dive all the way down. Inhale, lift that heart, lengthen, explore. And then exhale, plant your hands, left foot steps back. Take a breath in your runner's lunge. Inhale. Maybe right knee draws forward, left heel lifts. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg sweeps, bend your knee, open up, say yes. Good, exhale, knee to nose. Step your left foot all the way through, deep breath. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, plant, right foot joins the left, top of our mats. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, we bow. Inhale, reverse our swan dives. Take your hands to heart, namaste. A deep breath. We'll add on here. So inhale, arms extend. And then exhale, fold. As we inhale, take that halfway lift. As we exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your right foot back, and then your left. Come to your high plank or Tadasana. If this ever bothers you, you can drop your knees. You want to make sure your modification is your wisdom in your practice. So keep your gaze nice and long on the Zoom calls, right? Untap your chin from your heart. Press through your thighs and heels. You want to pull the heart forward as you press the legs back. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, lower the knees and then tuck your toes. And as you exhale, slowly wrap the elbows in and lower down. All the way onto your belly. From here, our hands are going to stay right underneath the elbow points. Our fingers are spread, our elbows are wrapped in. And then we're going to make our way into baby cobra. So to set up, it's important to warm up our backs for our back bends and again, that expansion. So I want you to root down through the toenails. Now lift your kneecaps from your thighs. Draw the pubic bone down and the navel back. And then slowly start to peel the heart, pull it forward. And then exhale, bring that third eye down. 2 more just like that. Inhale. And this might look different for each and every one of you, depending on your low back, your lumbar, your thoracic. Inhale, just take another breath here. And then exhale, we fold. Walk your hands under the shoulders to stay safe. As you exhale, head, shoulders, spine, one long line. Exhale, contract. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath here. Exhale it out. Inhale your right leg towards your sky. Open up that dog. Deep breath. Good. And then slowly draw that right knee to your right tricep. So we're going to hold here for a moment. See if you can contract that right side, working your obliques here. And then very gently and lightly, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Drop your left heel. So we're setting up for warrior 2 legs. So your right heel and your left arch are directly in line. We're going to walk our hands over to 10 o'clock and find a down dog lunge. I love this posture. It feels so good. Really waking up the outer right hip, the left groin. Find softness through the top half of the body. Find that down dog through the top half of the body with those warrior 2 legs. And just breathe here. Deep breath. Good. And then slowly start to walk your hands. They're going to surround the right foot, but you're going to step your back foot into warrior 1 position. So the left toes are at 45 degrees. Scissor your inner thighs. Your heels are now directly in line. Hips internally rotating. We're going to rise up. Find that warrior 1. Good. So take a nice full breath. Take your pinky fingers, start to spin them towards one another. Lift your heart on that inhale. Hug in. Again, just kind of draw inward on that exhale. Nice full breath here. And then on the exhale, take your hands, wrap them behind the low back. We're going to set up for humble warrior. So as we open up the chest, maybe lengthen the hands down past the sacrum. Depends on your shoulders and that front space of the body, how open you feel today. You can keep the bend in your right knee. We'll exhale, hinge from the waist. Body, torso folds on the inside of that right knee and thigh. Left pinky toe is still connected to the earth. Breath is deep. Purify the breath. Purify the body. Take another full breath here. Tuck your hands into the small of the back, round up. Take your arms back into Warrior One. Hands at your heart space. Extend your right leg, give it a little break there. And then bend that right knee. Use your breath, inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, bend. Good, one more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Find your Warrior One again. We're gonna come into Eagle Arms. So extend your arms. We're gonna take that left arm under the right. Again, link the elbows and wrists if it feels good. If not, hands can come to the shoulders. Inhale, lift through the fingers. Exhale, hands away from the nose. Use this breath here to, again, bring you back to this present moment. Maybe a little back bend if it's in your practice. And exhale, come back to center, unravel. Take those arms overhead, Warrior One. Hands at heart, pop up your left heel. Release your left hand down, take a gentle twist. Good, right knee's at 12 o'clock, another full breath. And then exhale, right hand down, right foot steps back to plank, inhale. If you want to lower your knees here, modify through baby cobra. You can go ahead and lower. You want to come halfway down, exhale. Inhale, sweep the heart forward. Press to the top of the feet as you lift the thighs. Up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath. Roll onto the balls of your feet. As you take an exhale, journey the feet to the top of your mats. Bring those big toes together. Inhale for length. Exhale, we fold. Arms sweep overhead on an inhale. Exhale our hands to heart. Take a deep breath here. Good. All right, I see everyone flowing. Beautiful. Arms extend. Exhale, we'll fold. Inhale, we'll lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll plant the hands, left foot back, then right to join. High plank. Inhale. Chaturanga is always optional. Exhale. Then find what feels good in your body. Honor your individual needs today in this moment. Deep breath here. Inhale, lift your left leg towards the sky, bend the knee. Breathe into it. And then left knee to left tricep. So hold here, other side. So really hug in through that left side. Breathe. You're going to defy gravity. And then step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right heel. Find those Warrior Two legs. Walk your hands over to 2 o'clock. Deep breath. Good. Soften the jaw here. Notice what the breath is telling you. It's giving you information on how you feel. Good. And then slowly walk the hands back towards that left foot. You're going to step your right foot in a little bit if you need to. Finding Warrior One legs now. So heel to heel alignment, right toes to 45 degrees. Use the power of the legs to bring you all the way up. Find your Warrior One. Tuck your tailbone. I know sometimes like quarantine body, right? I kind of joke about this right now, chasing my 2 kids around. It's not quite the same as the gym. But if you're flaring your ribs out, I want you to drop back. Stay really safe here. Find that balance again in your bodies. Breathe into it. Good, take a nice full breath. And then as you exhale, take your hands, wrap them behind the low back. So prepare Humble Warrior. Inhale, open the chest. And then exhale, hinge. Good. Beautiful. Let the head hang below the heart. Make sure that right pinky toe is still connected to the earth. Scissor those inner thighs. Feel the strength there, the power to carry yourself. One more breath. Good. Hands tuck into the small of the back. Safely rise back up. Release that interlace, arms extend. Find your Warrior One. Hands to your heart. Extend your left leg. Exhale, bend. Yeah, and so your posture and alignment might look different than mine. Okay, so it might be a shorter stride. Good, let's take one more. Beautiful, take that left knee, bend, find your warrior one. Arrive, how do we show up? Feel that Tadasana within your body and mind. And then take your right arm, wrap it under the left here. Linking elbows, wrists, maybe mirror the modification you did on the other side. And then inhale, you want that back bend. Let's draw the hands away from the nose. We feel softness, but we feel that expansion through our back body, contraction through the pecs. Another full breath. Good, and then slowly start to unravel. Deep breath, hands at our hearts. Release the hands down, pop up your right heel, gentle twist. Left arm will extend. Deep breath. Good. I love seeing all of you guys on the screen. And then exhale, left hand down, left foot to plank. Inhale, pause here. Again, lower the knees if you need to. We're gonna come all the way onto our bellies. So as you exhale, keep pulling that heart forward, pressing the thighs back, and lower here for 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. You're gonna untuck your toes. Take your third eye, kind of burrow that space into your sticky mat. And then take your arms. Sometimes it feels good to interlace, and that might be where you are today. If not, take your fingertips, point them back towards your feet with the palms pressing onto the earth. Find that place, Savasana or locust. Inhale again, lift the kneecaps from the thighs, pubic bone draws down. Exhale, navel back to spine. Start to lift. Breathe here. Here's that expansion. Reuniting with the breath. You reuniting with yourself and one another here in this class. Take another full breath. And exhale, slowly bow. Come all the way down. Release your right cheek to the earth. Take your arms and just let them wrap around the body here. So just kind of letting the palms face up, heels splay out. Take a few grounding, nurturing breaths. This is our moment of surrender where we receive. Really, really important. Taking one more breath here. And then just offer that left cheek. Deep breath, exhale. And then come back to center. Walk your hands under the shoulders. So you guys can come through the knees here. Sometimes it's fun to come into pointed plank. You want a little bit more strength here. So the third eye can come down. You're going to stay on the toenails. You're going to exhale, navel back to spine, top of a push-up. Great stretch for the top of the feet. Take a full breath here, and then send the hips back. Find your downward facing dog. Deep breath, down dog. So I'm going to add on, make sure you give yourself some space here from side to side on your mat. We're going to lift our right leg. We're going to bend our knee. Good. So again, just going to open up, honoring the past, right? Bringing out the old to make space for the new. And then exhale, cross your right knee under the body, tap your left tricep. Keep your heart drawing forward. Now, if it's comfortable, you can slide your foot through, or you can drop your right knee under the hip to modify. You're sliding the foot through, fall in triangle. Drop your left heel. Take your left hand to your hip. Make sure you're lifting out through the wrist and shoulder joint, and then take that left arm and extend. Maybe the gaze lifts. Wrap that left arm around the ear for a little bit more extension. Take a nice full breath here. Good. Inhale, lift that left leg back towards the sky. Exhale, release your left hand down. Start to square the hips towards your mat. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. And then kick it high to the sky. Bend your knee, open again. Exhale, hug it all in, knee to nose. And then step that right foot all the way through. Deep breath, runner's lunge. Drop your left heel. We're going to come back to those warrior 2 legs. This time come all the way up, warrior 2. So I'm a Scorpio, Scorpio's favorite posture. So beautiful external rotation through our right hip here. Internal rotation through the left hip. Keeping that heel and back arch in line. And sometimes maybe that left foot, if you're tight through the groin, turns in a little bit, okay? So again, just simplify in your bodies. And this practice can really suit anybody. Take a nice full breath, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Inhale here. Keep tacking that right knee towards second and third toe. Get a nice full breath. And then flip those arms back into warrior two. This is our compass. You might close your eyes and tap into that inner compass. And notice north, south, east, west, right? Sun, moon, earth, sky. And check in, see where you're at. Good, and then flip your palms. Bring the palms to touch. Turn your toes. So we're in a nice wide-legged stance here. Good, we'll stretch out our Tadasana, my favorite posture. So Ukitasana Tadasana. Good. Take a deep breath. Let it go. One more inhale, and bring yourself back to center. Wrap your hands behind your low back. If you need to shorten your stance here, you can. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then inhale, see if you can start to open the chest a little bit. And then exhale, fold. Let your head just bow. Sometimes we carry this conflict between our head and our heart. Sits right in the shoulders, back of the neck. Come back to the heart always. Deep breath. Good. On your next exhale, release your hands to your low back. Release your hands all the way down to the earth. Fingers in line with the toes. Take a deep breath. Inhale for length. Take a peek across that horizon. And then on your exhale, walk your hands towards the right foot. We're going to pop up the left heel, finding our runner's lunge. From here, right foot can step back or stay lifted. A little bit more challenging. So square the hips, moving through Ekapada if it's in your practice. You can lower your left knee and move through Cobra here. Or exhale halfway. Inhale, release the top of the right foot, sweep the heart forward, pull the legs back. Then exhale, shift your hips high. Deep breath in here, right here. Exhale. Good. On your next breath, we're going to inhale, other side. Lift the left leg, bend your knee, open up. Feel that space. Good. And just fill it with your breath. And then exhale, cross that left knee under the body. So if you're modifying that left knee drops down, you're going to stagger that left foot to modify, or slide your foot through, drop your right heel, catch your hip. Set up, build your foundation, and then right arm sweeps high. Deep breath. And then inhale, maybe extend. So we're lifting out of the posture. We're using this right hand to lift us out. Take another full breath. Inhale that right arm high. Exhale, right hand all the way down. Tuck that left knee into your chest. Take a deep breath. Inhale, kick and open. Good, and then exhale, knee to nose. Step your left foot all the way through. Find those warrior two legs. I just want to show off the back of Kira Grace clothes here. So just drop your right heel. Use those large muscles of the legs here. Glide yourself all the way up. Find your beautiful Virabhadrasana too. Deep breath. Good. Flip that front palm. Reverse your warrior. Maybe a bind if it feels good. Spin your heart open towards the sky. Here's that lift of the heart. Feel that expansion, that opening, that space. Good, and then arms float back. Extend your left leg, turn those palms, wide-legged stance. Hands on our heart for a breath. Pigeon toe the feet, or maybe turn them in. Arms extend, Uchitta Tadasana. Deep breath. Always feel like a superhero, kind of taking beams of light, shooting them out through the fingertips. And then exhale your hands through into the low back. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, we fold. Deep breath. So our forward bends are so nurturing, and the reason they're nurturing is it gives us this time to contract and retreat, to draw inward. We need that in order to reunite, in order to find that space. Good. Release the hands down onto the mat, fingers in line with the toes. Inhale, big breath. Take a peek across the horizon. Exhale, walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Pop up that right heel, find your runner's lunge. So ecopod on this side, if it's in your practice, left leg comes back or stays lifted. Hips are square. And then exhale, move through. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath here. Now on our exhale, we're gonna lower the knees down. We're gonna sit back on our heels. And we're gonna take our arms this time and just wrap them alongside the body. You need something under that third eye space for support, something to connect that space to the earth. Palms face up, deep breath. And then slowly start to bring yourselves up. Grab a sip of water if you need a sip of water. I need one, so hopefully everyone's doing okay. We started a few minutes late, probably about 15 minutes late. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. We have some time left here. So just come onto the knees for a moment. I want us to take a moment here in our Virasana, just sitting back on the heels. If you prefer a block underneath your seat, you can do that. Let the palms just rest softly on the thighs. And so important in our practice and in our life to take a moment and just kind of, take some inventory, see how we're feeling, get ourselves organized and check in. So just take a few moments. You can close the eyes or find a soft gaze. Settle the breath down a little bit. And then when you're ready to start to flutter the eyes open, we're going to just rock forward. I'm going to face you guys. Tuck your toes. Just take a nice forward bend. So start to lift your hips. You can walk your feet a little wider if you need that space. Let your head just hang. Deep breath. And then on that exhale, just slowly round your body up. Just kind of unroll. Roll, roll. All the way. So we're going to come into our eagle pose, or Tadasana. So make sure you have a flat surface. If you need to use a wall here, you can certainly do that. We're going to start to bring our body into chair pose or Ukitasana. So bend your knees here. Take your arms. We're going to sweep them up. So fingertips are reaching right where the ceiling and wall crease meet. And you want to shift your weight into your heels a little bit here. Maybe even lift your toes. And then just gently place each individual toe back down. And then from here, just take your hands to your heart. We're going to take our right leg, cross it over the left. So if you want to use this right foot as a kickstand, you can do that. You can also just kind of link those knees and stack them. And then take your arms out like those eagle wings. We're going to take our right arm under our left here. So you can link the wrists and the elbows so that we have elbows and knees stacked right through the midline. Now sometimes you want to hook your foot. The thing with that is make sure your knees are still at center. Kind of adjust your alignment. Hold here for a couple rounds of breath. Good, beautiful posture for contraction, for retreating. And just kind of looking within again here. Good. One more breath. And then push out through that standing leg. Unravel. Take the arms overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. So heart rate's accelerated, probably for you guys. We just took our hearts to the virtual gym. So take a few rounds of breath and just, again, clean your palate. Check in, make sure you feel steady. Good, and then we'll start to do the other side here. So let's find our Ukitasana. Sit back in that imaginary chair pose. Good, we're gonna shift our weight to our right foot this time. Take your left leg, wrap it around, hands can come to your heart. Again, it might feel really different, so kind of adjust, assess. Maybe hook the foot. If you do, just realign. And then take those arms out like eagle wings. Left arm under the right. So this posture is so beautiful because it really grounds us and roots us so that we feel that we can take flight, right? So our practice, that transformation we feel, maybe that softness and that sense of being present is the shift, is that reuniting with our breath and ourselves. Take another full breath here. And then slowly unravel, press out through that leg. Deep breath, exhale your hands to your hearts. Good. Let's take a nice full breath. We'll start to make our way down. Inhale. And then exhale, big swan dive all the way down. Inhale, take a halfway lift, lengthen. I'm going to just switch placement where I am. And then as you exhale, plant your hands. Step your right foot back and then your left. Take a nice deep breath here. As you exhale, moving through your final chaturanga if you'd like. Inhale, find a Urdhva Mukha Sukhasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Sukhasana. Deep breath. I'm going to do one more so we do the other side. So let's bend the knees. Shift the gaze. Good. As you exhale, you can walk. So journey to the top of your mat. Whatever journey you're on is perfect for you. So maybe it's a float, a walk. Exhale, we fold. Arms sweep overhead, inhale. Exhale, our hands to heart. Good, last side, inhale, arms extend, exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant left foot, then right, deep breath, step, step. Sometimes yoga teachers lie. So another chaturanga if you want, exhale. Inhale, and exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath here. If you like to hop through to seated, you can certainly do that. Bend the knees, you can hop through, or you can just drop to the knees and shift. We're going to crossing the ankles, coming onto your seats. And then as we come down, I want you to just bring your feet down so they're nice and rooted here for a moment. And just start to lean back, keeping the spine nice and long. Lean back to that place where you, again, find your edge. And your edge in yoga is finding a balance of ease and effort, okay? A place where you kind of say, oh yeah, there we go, that's good. And then just kind of inhale up here. Deep breath. So inhale at the top, expand, and then exhale, just contract. Draw the rib cage back. Good. Inhale. If you have any low back sensitivity, you can always use an exercise ball, a small one behind the low back here. Let's take one more. Good. And then inhale back. And this time we're going to lower down. So if you need to use your elbows and just kind of walk yourself down, you can do that. Make sure those feet are rooted but not gripping. Just kind of allow this beautiful descent, this time, to just transition all the way down onto the earth. And then once you're down here, take the arms overhead. Do a big full body stretch. And as you exhale, we're going to come into wind releasing pose. So draw your right knee in. Hug that knee into your chest. So we empty out. Feel the small of the back connect. And then take your left hand, and we're just going to cup that right kneecap and just cross it over the body. So the right arm is just going to slowly start to reach for your crystals, whatever you have, healing stones, diffuser. But just breathe here. You need support under that right knee. You want to hook your foot. We want to just slowly maybe bring our gaze over to the right, and there's that nice sprinkle of a twist in our practice to just rinse out those organs. So digestion, get into that large intestine, into the kidneys and the liver and the spleen. And then slowly start to come back to center. Bring that knee back in towards the chest. Hug both knees in here. We're gonna just separate the knees, reach for your big toes, find your happy baby. So feet are gonna be stretched towards the sky. Elbows on the inside of the knees if it feels okay. And see, if you can kind of point your tailbone towards the top of the mat, so you feel the sacrum rooted and connected and grounding. And then maybe just slowly sway. We'll come back to neutral. And just release your big toes. We'll take that big full body stretch again. So extend the legs, inhale. And then exhale, wind releasing pose. Take that left knee in. Hug it into the chest. Let go of any energies that don't serve you. And then take that right hand. You're just going to take it to that left kneecap and just cross the leg over the body. Beautiful supine twist here. Left arm extends. Gaze can just kind of roll over to the left. Deep breath in. And then slowly draw that knee to center. Take both knees into the chest here. Good. And then as you exhale, just slowly walk the legs down onto your mats. Now I want to give you guys the freedom, of course, always to find the posture that you would like to complete your practice with today. Taking, if it's Shavasana, letting the legs just release and soften the toes and the heels. The toes splay out, heels in, let the palms face up. But as you make your way into that final posture, just let the breath go here. And as you exhale, close your eyes if they're not already. And we begin to reunite with ourselves on this really spiritual level. And we find that softness and we soothe ourselves through these movements, through these moments. We can begin to then find a pathway to liberation, freedom in ourselves, in our practice, off our mat. I'd like to share a reading for our practice today. And it's called The Ocean You by Nikita Gill. Every time you think you are broken, know this: you are never really breaking. No one can break an ocean. All you are doing is breaking the glass that is holding you back, diving deeper into your own depths, discovering yourself in pockets of the most somber waves, rebuilding your heart with coral, with seaweed, with moon-colored sand dust, So stop trying to hold yourself back inside that glass. It was never meant to hold you. Instead, break it, shatter it into 1,000 pieces, and become who you were always meant to be, an ocean, proud and whole. I invite you all to take your hands to your heart space. To begin to ignite your breath here. To notice the space between the next inhale and exhale. To dive deep in between those breaths. From here, to begin to bring your body back into the space that you're in with gentle movements. To take your arms overhead for a final full body stretch and seal in this goodness of your practice. This is how we show up. This is the practice of self-reflection. And then give yourself a big hug as you curl the knees in towards your chest. When you're ready with the eyes closed, come onto your side, your favorite side. Knees curled in towards the heart, maybe the arm extended under the head, and just kind of cradle the head for a moment. Every single challenge I've had in my life has been my biggest teacher. I'm grateful for them. When you're ready, you can bring yourself up to a comfortable seated posture. You can switch the placement of the ankles. It feels comfortable for you, creating that balance in your practice, maintaining that balance in your life as you transition off your mat today. We'll take our hands to our hearts. We'll take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose, that big reunion with our breath. We'll honor that retreat as we exhale a healing breath out. I've been oming from home, so I'm gonna om here. You're welcome to join in from home or whatever space you're in, which is probably home. So let's take a deep breath, inhale through the nose. Let's raise our global vibration. We'll guide the thumbs to our third eye as we rise together. Thank you all so much for being here. We'll bow our chin towards our heart as we say as one, Namaste. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. I know Kira's on the call now, so I'll let her say any words she'd like to say.
Oh, thanks. Sorry, I had so many technical difficulties jumping in. But Amber, thank you so much. It was such a beautiful flow. I really love that. And it's so great to see everyone here. We're doing this every Saturday. I'm so excited. I look forward to it all week.
Yeah, it's really special, and thank you guys so much for your support and for being here. I'll be on for a moment or two. If anyone has anything they'd like to say or share, please feel free to do that until I have to leave the meeting.
I put the link to Rosie's Place in the chat if you guys want to consider a donation. It's a really great organization that Amber supports.
Yes, thank you. I feel so grateful to have a home right now. And I was thinking, where can I donate? And, you know, people who are homeless and don't have that space, I thought it was so important to lift those people up and help support them through this. So, oh, good. I'm reading some messages. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that, Kira. I appreciate it. I'm going to stop this. Sorry.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Everyone. Oh, good. Thanks, my cousin Lee. Yay. Okay. Memorial Day, and any feedback or questions, you can certainly reach out to me. But yeah, check out next Saturday's class. They're a lot of fun. So thank you, Kira Grace.
Okay, thank you, Amber.
Thank you, Amber and Kira Grace. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So good to see you.
Thank you.